As a visitor, prior to the Palmer making their investment and the community getting behind this, I saw a decline, but I saw it all the way across the Northeast. Everywhere that I was, whether I was in Pennsylvania, New York, Connecticut, you saw a decline on small town main streets.
Right.
As the enthusiasm started to build with Dr. Doyle kind of putting the initiative together to keep this, let's not let this fall down, you started to see the enthusiasm of the local community. So you started to experience people, first of all, you saw the community just get behind it from every phase, from the let's save the floor to let's add a new roof, the whole phase of it, you could see the community come together, everywhere from businesses or people who just wanted to volunteer.
So it's like this beautiful build, right? Because it's this typical thing in Western New York or any area that's been like this, that's been hit so hard economically and been so challenging, and it had so much promise, and had so much promise to them that's fallen flat.
Yep.
The population essentially at some point says, you know what? Look, we've heard this all before, and we're crying wolf on this,
Right.
Because this is just going to be.
And that unfortunately is happening.
Right.
Still.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still small towns that, there's one maybe about 40 minutes from here that, the building fell in. It just collapsed. But now they've cleaned it up. Now you starting to see a little resurgence in the town of people going, well, we can't let this continue to happen. So
Right.
you see that there. Here, what I think you see young, new entrepreneurs seeing an opportunity. I will say that storefronts don't really stay, we have open storefronts, but they don't stay open for long because somebody young, up and coming, or somebody's trying to expand their business so they might grow one way or the other. You see that almost on a weekly basis.
Yeah, and so the Palmer really helped people believe in Cuba again.
Yeah, the Palmer, it gave people a reason to go, oh, if they can do it, I can do it.
Right. Yeah, and so as it scaled, and that's still happening, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not just the inception and the getting the doors open; it's the environment that it's created.
It is. I mean, it's brought some similar to what you and I were talking about. Coming back to our hometown, we have a gentleman that was in New York City. Him and his partner were there for years. Well, they've come back to Cuba, and the other side of town is just getting this major restoration. So, one breeds another. So people are coming in and just saying, I can make an investment too. And they're coming back to their roots and they're rebuilding.
Well, it creates a community, and it's just that layered effect of, well, wait a second. So we've got the Palmer now, right?
Yep.
And then we've got Ants, and then we've got a brewery going in, right? And then we've got a great grocery store here. We've got the Cuba cheese shop, and we've got all this.
The hospital we have right here. So
within a couple blocks.
Yeah,
that's what I think what makes it separates Cuba from a lot of towns, because infrastructure here is becoming important for a lot of the population to say, wait a second, where's a town where I can go grocery shopping, I can go catch a play, I can go see a musical performance, I can go grab a beer, and I can go get a good dinner, and I can bring friends and family to town, and we've got parks here, and we haven't even talked about the lake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you
and I don't have to wait in traffic for 45 minutes.
It's incredible. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the thing. You do not, you don't have to do anything. You just basically have this at your disposal if you live within a couple blocks of this.
Yep.
And so the Palmer really did help ignite. I mean,
absolutely.
Right. And still to this day,
I moved my business from Hornell to here because of what I saw going on Main Street with the Palmer. So we were in Hornell. I had a radio station there. We had sold the radio station because it's being bought up by the bigger groups. So we sold, and then we took our printing business, and we said, well, where can we go? And looking at Cuba every couple of weeks coming into town, there's an opportunity in Cuba, and we moved our printing business here. And it's just been, we didn't lose any business out of Hornell because we came to Cuba. We still live in Hornell,
right,
but we do business in Cuba. And a lot of it had to do with what was going on at the Palmer.
Right.
The rebuilding and the addition of 3 stores that were crickets for years, right? So they all of a sudden were starting to have stores and commerce happening. So we said, well, we could just park right next to it.
Yeah, and you did.
Yeah.
And there we go. And that's what it's about, because
Exactly.
one business begets another business. in a
Exactly.
situation like this. And this town, I mean, just look at the bones of this town. I mean, it's just beautiful. And you can't buy this anymore.
You can't.
There's no way. So
You can't
it's,
build it and you can't buy it.
it's here. So,
That's right.
you know, and it's already on the up. And it's just a matter now of just to keep pushing and keep scaling.
Exactly.
This, you know, oh, it's incredible, man. And the chamber does a great job. And you guys do a fantastic job here.
Well,
because
thanks.
it's about getting that community together.
Yeah.
That's what happened in East Aurora. Do you know what I mean? It was about those businesses. It wasn't about the town. It was about the businesses.
Right.
You know, and you had the Anchor of Fiddlers, and you had the theater, and you had some other shops, Barbill. But by the same token, that was only a couple.
Right.
But it took the galvanized thought process behind this. So wait a second. What do we have here? Well, look at this architecture. Look at these streets. Look at these homes. Look at this beautiful environment that we have here. Don't let this slip away.
Right.
And they just kept building and building and building.
People added and jumped on
Yeah,
board.
and that's what I think you're doing here. So,
Yep.
awesome, dude. That was awesome.
Cool.
That's it.
All right.
All set.